Hello everybody, my name is Alicia McKinley. Some of y'all know me as Dee. Other people know me as Divinity. I don't understand the purpose of me uploading this video, but some just told me upload this video. So for the next few days, I'll be discussing parts of my life, the raw and uncut versions of my life, from beginning to end. So sit back and enjoy. But this series is gonna come in a few parts. I'm 30 years old. I don't have my own house or vehicle. So yeah, let's get comfortable and start from the beginning. I am not gonna say any names in this series because I don't want any risk of being sued. I don't want you guys going to find these people, but again, this is raw and uncut, so I'll upload this series in parts. So I grew up in Algiers, Louisiana. If you know about Algiers, you know Algiers is a part of New Orleans. My great grandmother raised me from a toddler up until I was 13 years old. I was bullied in elementary school. Who was it? I did cheerleading, normal childhood. I'm trying to think of anything significant. I experienced my first encounter of sexual abuse when I was about 7. 7 was the youngest. And from 7 on up to 11, I had experienced sexual abuse. Not by family, but yeah. So I'm not old. I am the oldest of 3 other kids. I have 1 little sister, 2 little brothers. For the sake of not having any issues, I'm just going to tell my story. I'm not going to tell anyone else's story because it's not my place. It's not my story to tell. But yeah, encountered my first experience with sexual abuse at 7. My mom moved around a lot. I would visit my mom on weekends, and then fast forward to me turning 13, I finally up and told my grandmother I wanted to go live with my mom. Went to go live with my mother, and it wasn't a walk in the park. I encountered both physical and sexual abuse in her household, as well as others around me. She was doing the best she could with what she had. That's the best way I could put it. Fast forward to high school. I lost my virginity at 15 years old. Lost my virginity at 15 years old. Upon losing my virginity, got pregnant at 15. Had my daughter at 16. Had my daughter at 16. Was still going to school. Was working. Was still trying to have a social life as a teenager. Why the fuck did I think that was even possible? Because it was not possible. It was barely possible. But I had certain family members around me that didn't mind watching my daughter here and there. I was a normal teenager. I would tell my mom that we were going to certain places and certain places that we were going to. We ended up other places. Every once and again went by friends' houses that lived close in proximity to ours. Just normal teenage stuff. Like, I snuck company in the house, like friends. I was probably smoking marijuana for a while. I was never a heavy marijuana smoker or drinker. But yeah. So me and my daughter's dad didn't work out. No relationship issues. I'm trying to think what else I'm missing. 23, I tried to commit suicide. Nothing exciting there, but everybody's had a suicide attempt, right? 23, I tried to commit suicide. I was always chasing a relationship with my mother. As most children do with their parents. I was chasing a relationship with my mother that I knew I wasn't going to get. But the little girl that hadn't healed yet chased that relationship with her because, I wanted that mother-daughter relationship with her that I knew I was never going to get. So, yeah, that didn't work out. I finally got to a point where I just said, fuck it. And I just chose to just heal from it. When I was 17, 18, I met a guy that was a little older than me. We were dating, so I thought, not realizing he was manipulating me, and he tried to pimp me out. This didn't last long, but it's added on to the trauma that I had to deal with by myself. He tried to pimp me out. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, he tried to pin me out from 17 to 18. It didn't last long. He ended up going to jail for a very long time. And we lost all contact with each other. He wasn't able to find me. But yeah. So in our neighborhood, me being a teenager going to adulthood, finding myself trying to figure out who I was, I started dating females. In the midst of me dating females, that didn't last long either, because I realized I'm not a fan. No offense to the people that do. I realized it wasn't my thing. The only serious relationship I had with a female, I was 23. She was 25. I fell in love with this lady. This girl that was a little bit older than me, and she didn't have any kids. I fell so deeply in love with her that I moved to Mississippi to be with her. And things were great for a little while until I realized she had some trauma, like most people do, and it just kind of put her in a bad spot, knowing that she was in a relationship with me, and I had my daughter, of course. Yeah, so it wasn't. She didn't abuse my daughter or anything. It wasn't terrible, but I seen enough red flags for me to know that I had to go. And I rarely introduced my daughter to people that I dated. But she was the first and only girl that she had met that I dated. We were engaged to be married, which again didn't last long because shortly after the engagement I left. So that was another area of my life. This was a year after my suicide. This was a couple months after my suicide attempt, actually. So looking back on it now, I wasn't mentally okay for me to be dating anybody, knowing I had just experienced that. I lost a lot of friends. I'm not even gonna say a lot. I lost a few friends along the way. Just because the type of person that I was and the type of person that they were, I just couldn't deal with it and I couldn't handle it because we were just two different people and they didn't look at things how I looked at things, and a couple of them had some grimy ways. So yeah. I'm trying to think what I did. I'm 30 now, so I'm trying to think what I did in my life. Oh, lost my best friend in 2017 to brain cancer. Rocky was my dog. He was my partner. Rocky was the only person that I probably could have called at any time of the day. He would have answered regardless of what he was doing. There was a few times where I really needed. But yeah, Rocky was a true friend. He was my dog. He was just, if I needed him for anything, he was coming, regardless of what it was. But yeah, he was my dog. Nothing really significant happened. But I don't know why I'm making this. I don't know what's the purpose of me making this. Yeah, so to sit here and say I've been a perfect person would be me lying, and I'm not gonna do that. I've had moments where I've lied to my parents as a teenager, but as I got older, I grew out of it. I've had moments where, like, if I felt like I was being judged, I didn't really say too much, or as I got older and I got into spirituality and I started to go closer to God and building my relationship with God, I have tried to avoid lying. Unless I know it's a person that's really just trying to get in my business so they can run and tell whoever, I have avoided lying to. Me and my family are not close. Me and my siblings are not close. But we're not close for other reasons. Again, the stories just don't involve me, so I can't just go running and telling these stories because, again, they don't just involve me. So, yeah. Long story short, I got older. I learned about boundaries of how I wanted to be treated and how I treated people. With that being said, I've learned that the people around me that I was giving to didn't appreciate who I was as a person. They didn't give me room to be me, and they swore up and down that they knew exactly who I was and what I liked and what I didn't like, not knowing they didn't know anything about me whatsoever. And I've heard stories about myself where people have ran with certain narratives like, oh, I do voodoo and I'm into spirituality and I'm not Christian and I don't believe in God and I'm a Satanist at XYZ. First of all, I believe in God. I do pray and I have my own relationship with God. Just because I don't go to church and I'm not like the Bible thumpers y'all see with the extraness don't mean I don't believe in God. But that being said, I also believe in spirituality. Like, I've had my own experiences with spirituality for me to believe in spirituality. I don't judge or look down upon others that believe in other things because there is a bunch of stuff in this world for other people to believe in. And I'm pretty sure other people have their own reasons for believing in other stuff that they believe in. With that being said, I have tried to strive to be a better person. That being said, I am not where I am in life because of me. I don't have a vehicle because of me. I don't have my own place because of me. And I've realized I'm not where I am in life because of me, because I went through a long period of me giving to others and not giving to myself. I'm talking about, like, I gave to others even when I didn't have anything to give to myself. And I gave them my last with no problems and didn't think twice about it. Because in my mind, I can honestly say I was a naive person. I thought in my mind and in my heart of hearts that, I don't know, maybe it was the little girl in me that thought everybody had the heart that I had. Everybody had the mindset that I had. Everybody thought the way that I thought when it came to life and treating people with kindness and being nice to people. So I thought. But I can honestly say life whipped the piss out of me. Because boy, was a fucking lie. And I got older, I've realized if you show your hand too much to people, they will take it. So they can't take no more. They will take everything that you have to offer until there's nothing left for you to offer to yourself. You could be on your last breath and you're gasping. They will take it. Especially if you're offering it. They're gonna take it. But as I got older, I've realized people don't want to see other people happy. People don't want to see other people do good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody's like that. Because there are some genuine people out here that want to see other people win. But there's also some people that once you start winning, I don't know, something inside them just fucking breaks and it snaps.